Hello students of 10th standard. We have started the lecture on 5th lesson, that is towards green energy. This is our 5th day of the lecture, and in this lecture we have seen the various power plants. The power plants whichever we have seen is nothing but a thermal power plant, then nuclear power plant, then natural gas power plant, various power plants we have seen. Now today we are going to see the hydroelectric power plant. Hydroelectric power plant means wherever you see that the water is stored in dams. Now this dam acts as a hydroelectric energy power plant. How is that we are going to see here? Kinetic energy in flowing water. Whenever you see that in dam there is always water flowing from up to the bottom. Now kinetic energy in the flowing water or the potential energy in water reservoir is conventional source of energy. What does it means? It is nothing but it is always used. This kinetic energy and potential energy are always used, and the flowing water is always flowed from top to the bottom. In hydroelectric power plant, the potential energy in water stored in dam is converted into kinetic energy. Whenever you see the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy into the hydroelectric power plant. Fast flowing is brought from dam to the turbine. So what is done here actually? The turbines are present at the bottom of the dam. The fast flowing of the water is brought from up to the down to the turbines. The turbines are present at the bottom, and we know that always to rotate the turbines we need the flow of a liquid or gas. Here there is a flow of a liquid, that is nothing but water. The kinetic energy of flowing water drives the turbine. Now these turbines are driven due to the flowing water. The turbine in turn drives the generator. Now whenever there is a rotation of the turbine rotates the generator, or it is connected to the generator, and the generator produces current. Now how is the flow chart we are going to see here? See here, water reservoir with potential energy. Water reservoir is present. That means the water is stored in a dam. This is called as a reservoir. So water reservoir has the potential energy. This potential energy is driven to the turbine, or you can say water is sent to the turbines. And as we know, turbine needs liquid to rotate. This water is flown to the turbine. The turbine is at the bottom of the dam. Then this turbine is connected to the generator. The generator further produces electrical energy. The next point is, see here further. Since no fuel is burned in hydroelectric plant, whenever you see the hydroelectric plant, there is no burning of any fuel. In the previous plants, we have seen in thermal energy, we need burning of a coal. In nuclear power plant, we need nuclear fission of the nuclei of the atoms. Then, in natural gas, we need a natural gas, burning of a natural gas. But here no fuel is used to burn the hydroelectric plant. So therefore there is no any air pollution created in this. As there is no air pollution, there is no emission of gases, or you can say there is no any hazardous effects created onto the life of the human being. So this is one of the, you can say, very important power plant in our life, because it is available naturally, and hydroelectric plant only it wants water for the power generation of an electricity. Now, whenever you see that there is no any air pollution due to the combustion of the fuel, that means in various power plants you need a burning of an fuel. But here there is no fuel, there is no chance of burning any of the fuel. However, considering the issues like forced migration, whenever you want to construct a dam, you want to construct in such an area which is located at the middle in the forest. Therefore, whatever the peoples who are living there, they are forcefully migrated to another region. So, there is, you can say, forced migration of a large community. Means most of the people have to leave the land or have to empty the land so that the dam should be created there. Submerging of forest and fertile land. Then at that time there should be submerging of forest. That means the trees whichever are present at that area, they should be cut down. That means the submerging of forest is done. Or you can say the fertile land is also used for same purpose. Now, adverse effect on the living creatures. The creatures which are living in that forest, or you can say the organisms, or the animals, or the plants whichever are present in the forest, they all are affected. Now, the creatures which are living in the river, as the dam is constructed on the river, that means the creatures also are affected. Their life is also affected. It has always been a point of a debate. Now, as I have told you that there is no burning of fuel, so there is no chance of air pollution. But this hydroelectric power is a very good power plant for the generation of electricity, we know. But is it environmental friendly or not? That we have to discuss. The next point is, now we have studied the hydroelectric energy power plant. We are going to study the advantages of this power plant. Each and every power plant has the advantages. What are the advantages that we are going to see? Since there is no combustion, combustion means what? There is no burning of any fuel. There is no pollution. As there is no burning of fuel, that means there is no emission of gases. There is no any burning of the, you can say, coal or natural gas. Therefore, the gases are not emitted into the environment. And so, therefore, there is no pollution in this power plant. Possible to generate electricity as required. So, whenever we are required the electricity, we can produce the electricity. Water supply can also be achieved to the dam. That means water supply. Suppose if the water is over from the dam, we can lead the water into the dam, or we can leave it into the dam. If it is more in the dam, then also we can let the water. So whatever the water that is required to the dam, or whatever the capacity of the dam is there, that can be put into the dam. Rains replenishes the stored reservoir of the water. Whenever there is a rain, you can see that the rainwater gets stored into the dam. And if it is excess, then also there is a system of letting down the water. So what will be the capacity that will be stored into the dam? So now whenever we are going to see this, there are also problems of this hydroelectric power plant. What are that we are going to see? That is nothing but some villages or settlements are submerged. That means the vegetation, or you can say the peoples whichever are living there, they have to leave their land, or they have to go to the another place so that the dam can be created due to that. Then see here, people are displaced and their rehabilitation is the major problem. Now you want to rehabilitate them. That means you want to give the other area for them to live. That is also impossible in such a case. Now fertile lands, whenever you see that there are fertile lands across these rivers, whenever the dam is created, there will be also backwater of this dam, and due to the backwater, what happens? The fertile lands or the agricultural plots, or you can say the forest or the biodiversity, all these things are lost. Now here agricultural land is lost because the backwater comes from the dam, and whichever the agricultural plots are there, they all come under the water, so we cannot grow their crops. Then again biodiversities with the plants, or you can say the animals whichever are living in that area, they have to migrate, or you can say their life is threatened due to this dam. Then obstruction of flowing water leads to the adverse effect on the aquatic organisms. Now whenever you want to construct a dam, what you have to do? You have to forcefully put the water, or you have to forcefully keep the water into the dam. That means you want to build a dam on the river. That means you want to stop the flowing water. This will create an adverse effect onto the aquatic organisms. The next point is explanation of the schematic diagram. The schematic diagram is given in your book, and we are going to do the explanation of that diagram. There are various points given into the schematic diagram. There is also one dam shown there. The turbine is shown, the generator is shown. Now the questions which are related to this schematic diagram, we are going to see. These questions, answer of these questions you are going to get from the following method, or you can say from the following points. See here, with reference to point B. See in your book, there is a point B in the schematic diagram. This point B, the potential energy of how much water reservoir in dam will be converted to kinetic energy. What is asked? See here, with reference to point B. That means here you have to consider the point B. The potential energy. Here at point B there is a potential energy, and that potential energy, how much water reservoir in the dam will be converted into the kinetic energy. This is the question asked in your book. Now answer to that is, when the sluice gate, that means whenever the dam is filled, the water is let down. At that time the gates are open. These are the gates to let the water outside. The sluice gate at point B is open. What happens whenever there is a more water? At that time these gates at point B, they are open, and the water from the reservoir will flow. What will happen? The water from the reservoir will allow to flow. The potential energy is stored inside. Whenever we see that the potential energy is stored into the water, that will be converted into the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of the quantity of water is let down. That means the potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy whenever the water is let down. The next point is, what will be the effect on electricity generation if the channel taking water to turbine starts at point A? That means, what will be the effect of the electricity generation? Whenever you see, what will be the effect of the electricity generation, that we are going to see. And if the channel, that means if this channel is taking the water to the turbines, if it starts to point A, then what will happen, that we are going to see. If the channel taking the water starts at point A, that means here the channel is going to start at point A, then the water will flow to a greater speed. Suppose if this channel starts at point A, then the water will flow with a greater speed. That means the speed of the water will be more than it is before. This will result in the rotation of turbines. As we know, turbine needs the flow of a liquid. So, as the liquid comes and falls onto the turbine, this will result in rotating of the turbines. The electricity generation will be efficient at this point. The next point is explanation of the third question. That the third question is, what will be the effect on the electricity generation? There is electricity generation. What will be the effect on the electrical generation if channel taking water to turbine starts at point C? Now here, if the channel starts at point C, what will happen is the question. Now we are going to see the answer of that. If the channel taking water to the turbine starts at point C, that means what we are going to do here? The channel starts at point C. It will affect the electricity generation. What it is going to do? It is going to affect the electricity generation. That means there is a shortage of the creation of the electricity. Adversely it is affected. The point C is on the lower height. We see that the point C is at the lower side. And we know that the water has to fall by a greater speed from higher level to the lower level. That carries the water to the turbine. We know that this channel is carrying the water to the turbine. The flow of water thus will be affected, resulting into improper rotation of the blade. Now what will happen here? If from point C the water is allowed to flow, what will happen? It will fall onto the turbine, but there will be no any proper rotation of the blades. That means the rotation of the blade will be improper. So this will certainly affect the electric generation. That will affect the electrical generation. Today we have seen in this lecture about the hydroelectric power plant, the advantages of this power plant, the problems of this power plant, how it affects, is it affects the pollution or no, or it affects the environment or no, that we have seen. And also we have seen the questions which are given by the schematic diagram in your book. Thank you.